So, what happens when you show up for yourself in a different way? When you show up in love, kindness, gratitude, grace, when you allow yourself to be human and be human in the moment, a lot of wonderful things, a lot of uncomfortable things, because it can trigger, certain things to happen, that's for sure. And what I find to be really interesting about that is so many people, I hear this all the time, will say, yeah, I tried that healing stuff, or something to that effect, and it didn't work for me. It just made everything worse. Dear sweet summer child. It made everything worse because you were actually paying attention to what's been going on in your reality. It wasn't anything new. It was what was actually happening, and you were actually paying attention to it, maybe for the first time in your life. And so that's a part of why all of this stuff, when we start something new, whether it's a healing journey, whether it's working out, whether it's meditating, or, fill in the blank, it's going to bring awareness to yourself, to various parts of your life that you probably weren't paying much attention to before. And when you bring attention to something, you actually see it more for what it is, more for the reality that you're actually experiencing. And when you don't hold space for that, and when you find that to be failure and you just stop, I mean, what did you expect? Did you think that all of a sudden it was going to be roses and rainbows or something? I'm saying this with love, honestly. Like, it might not feel like it, but I truly am, because sometimes tough love is also very important. And I'm not saying this from a space of like, pull up your bootstraps and move forward. I am saying, what did you expect? Did you expect it to be easy? Nothing worthwhile is easy. So, anywho, the other day I posted a video saying, that I was in this really weird funk, basically. I didn't understand or have words for where I was at. And I had been in that space for a few weeks. And a part of why I posted that video is because I knew, and I felt the nudge, the intuitive nudge, to accept myself in a very vulnerable way, in a very vulnerable space. Because one, doing that is a great example for other people. But additionally, it was great for me because the very next day, because I accepted myself in the moment, I had these huge shifts come forward. And if I hadn't done, I don't know if the video itself is really what did it here. I'm just saying, if I hadn't accepted myself and everything that I was going through in the moment, even though it was uncomfortable, even though I didn't have words for it, if I hadn't accepted it, the next day when I had all of this clarity come forward and all of this opportunity for forward movement and everything that I was wanting, I wouldn't have experienced it if I hadn't accepted myself in the moment. And so it is so imperative that you do that. It's one of the most important parts of healing, is allowing yourself to be human, allowing yourself to feel uncomfortable and be okay in that uncomfortability. And if this is feeling triggering to you, good, because it's showing you information. It's communicating that, hey, I don't vibe with this fully because I'm not doing this. This probably is, if it's triggering something, it's probably triggering this perfectionism, or maybe these internal aspects of you that need to know, or are very adamant about it being a particular way. But the thing is life doesn't give a shit about your particular way. And you know that. And so what I'm offering you is a different way to be. And in this, you can be free. You can release this ridiculous grip that you have on yourself and expectations of yourself and others and how things are supposed to look and all of that. Because guess what? That's just creating a lot of stress. And stress is the number one KILLER. So it would benefit you to let go of that. It would benefit you to look at the things within you that are holding on to that so desperately and what they are actually doing, what they're actually holding on to, how you benefit from this, because this is very much where I was kind of like floating in this space of aligned and balanced responsibility. And what does that actually look like? What does it look like to not overgive, overextend, overdo, overwork, all the overings? What does it look like to actually fully give up, let go of people pleasing? What does it actually look like to fully embody your authenticity, your authentic truth? Embodying there's a word here that I'm wanting. Embodying your wholeness, in recognizing that you are the one with the power. You are the one with the magnificence, that you are whole, complete, worthy, enough. All of these things that tend to be the core of our points of struggle. What if you just woke up in the morning and knew without a doubt that you are magical, that you are amazing, that you are those things, worthy, enough, capable, deserving of beautiful things, that you are the complete package? What if you just woke up knowing that? What if that is where you could come from every day? How would your life shift? This is big stuff. And this and more is a lot of what this full moon on Sunday is bringing forward, and a big part of why we're shifting so much through all of this. Also, take into account that we are in eclipse season. We are also embarking on the final weeks of the wood snake, the shedding of the shit, so that we can run into this fire horse at full momentum and really take advantage of the opportunities that are coming forward this year, because there are many. There's a lot of crazy stuff, don't get me wrong, and there's a lot of awesome stuff. Just depends on the perspective that you choose to look through. And so, on that note, if you would like support with any of this, I am here. I also highly recommend you check out Radiant Realignment. It is a monthly full moon remote healing that I offer through the Akashic Records and your higher self. And it is extremely, ridiculously underpriced. And there's reason for that. There's much reason for that. It's one of the few offerings that I do have that is at that kind of range. And so anyway, my point in sharing that is you can choose yourself through this opportunity and get so much more value than your investment. And it's a recorded thing, so you don't need to show up anywhere. It's very convenient. And I dive in really deeply into the energies that be and the energies that will flow, and bringing forward all of the beautiful things that your higher self has in store for you. So on that note, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Message me if you would like to join.